Hello my friends and welcome to this pick a card reading. So today's question is, what are your dreams trying to tell you? And I've used the 7 of Cups from each of these different decks to signify your choice. So the first pile is Oriens Animal Tarot, which is the narwhal swimming through the water, pile 1. Pile 2 is the Dream Visions Tarot. And pile 3 is the Litha Tarot. So, pile 1, pile 2, pile 3, what are your dreams wanting to tell you? Timestamps will be in the description box below, and I'll see you at your reading. Bye. Hello, pile 1, and welcome to your reading. You chose this card, the 7 of Cups, the narwhal diving deep into the water. You're diving deep into the subconscious, really. The subconscious and the unconscious self in your dream state, and your dream state is welcoming you. It's a provocation of a real transformation. There's this sense of really embracing the innocence. The image that I'm getting is this dive into the water and not really being able to see what's going on, but being led by this, you know, this horn of the narwhal. Also, it's a very innocent kind of vibration that's happening when you're entering into the water and entering into the depth of the unconscious and the subconscious self, which I find really fascinating, which is where you're going. While I was pulling or looking at these cards in particular, you've reached a certain stage where you started to understand some things about your dreams and what your dreams are trying to communicate to you. But it's almost like because we're at number 6, we're just over halfway there. We're not quite, we're in the middle. We are well and truly in the middle. And something that just popped to mind is when I do my 10-day meditation retreat, the most difficult days is day 2 and day 10. Sorry, day 2 and day 6. And day 6, that's when you want to run away because things aren't as kind of, as clear. I do feel like you've got some clarity here with the speculum, the glass, because what's happened is that I think that it was like this before, like this kind of like murky, thing, like you weren't able to see properly through it. And it's interesting how we've got like these 3 circles that are here. I thought that's really cool. And then now you've been able to gain some kind of vision, but you do recognize that it is smaller than the whole thing. You can only see a small little bit. 6 is also the number of the circles that form the flower of life. So there's some formation that's going on in terms of what you can start to decipher of what your dreams are trying to tell you. Your dreams are essentially trying to tell you about how to heal some trauma. They're telling you this is what you need to do to heal some trauma, because you've got the Phoenix here reversed. And for me, that's like there's still some work to be done for you to transform into this state of self where you're going to understand yourself on another level. You're at number 6, If 0 is where you start, and 10 and 11 and 22 and 33 is kind of like the upper kind of avenues, like where you're reaching mastery, you're just over halfway in this cycle. And it's very much a cycle. It may be even the 6th cycle. I don't know. Our body renews every 7 years apparently. So every 7 years our body is completely new in the respect of the cells that we have within our body. So depending on what body cycle you're on, that you may be on the 6th cycle or approaching the 6th cycle. Yeah, I think I'm on the 6th cycle actually. So yeah, this is so it's quite a mature state. It's not an early state. Also with Sal Sapiente, it's you've gleaned like a lot from your experiences, and your dreams are bringing this up to the surface to allow you to use the rock salt to show that you have some experience to understand what is actually going on. And it's interesting with this 7 of Cups, the narwhal is going down with intention. It doesn't look uncomfortable. It looks like it knows what it's doing. It looks like it knows that it knows these waters. But it seems that you still have the innocence of the maiden, which is fantastic, because you've got that, beginner's mind mentality, which allows you to kind of bring things forward, to have new things come forward. This wise salt, it can only be achieved once you've gone through certain stages again and again and again. It only comes from experience. So when we look at crystals of salt, it sometimes can be so beautiful. I'm just getting this multicolored vibe from these two. So it's almost like looking at how salt like the salt of the earth, the things that really matter, the minerals, the kind of special pieces of your dreams are being brought up to the surface. So you're being urged here to distill. And the whole thing with alchemy and particularly chemistry, like, when a salt arises from I'm going to butcher this because I'm not a chemist, but with I know that when you want a particular salt to arise from a liquid, you let it dry or you add heat or whatever. And this is part of the alchemical process, that this salt is left behind. So it's a pure form of something that's left behind. And that's done by, going through cycles of, experience and understanding. The phoenix burning, coming back, rising again. That continual process of regeneration, evolution, of arising. So your dreams are telling you that you have an ability to be able to heal yourself, and you're on a process of healing trauma within yourself. And I do feel like there's something to do with ancestral trauma here. But it's almost like you can find a sense of beauty in a place where your ancestors couldn't find that. This card is very interesting. This is from the All-Seeing Heart Oracle. And I love this because, these figures look like almost like the angelic beings, the traditional, the real angelic beings, and with these eyes. And also you have the snakes. So there's this idea of going back to the place where it all began, so that you can continue on this cycle of death and rebirth. And you're looking at it with new kind of fresh lenses. But you are also looking at it with the protection of the glass. I've just been watching a lot of Prometheus and the Alien trilogy, kind of, or the Alien mythology, the Alien mythos of those films. And the music I've got going in my head right now is of the creators of humanity, because that's the whole premise of the film. They go to find the creators of humanity. And I've got that theme tune in my head. So, you know, with the Garden of Eden, I think this is about you understanding where this all started. You're doing some deep work in your dreams, Part 1. Some really deep stuff. And that's why the Maiden is here, because you're having to come back to this sense of like purity and innocence. Wonderful. Wow, that's incredible. Really powerful, Part 1. Okay, so I'm going to pop this back into the deck. Can I stick that? No. I'm gonna, because I like it. It looks nice like that. Oh, actually, no. I'll put it there like that. Because it looks nice to me, because I can see where my candles are, but like you can't. So, so yeah, I'm gonna put this back into the deck, and then we're gonna read with it. So, make sure that that's all straight. Ooh. Typical Gemini, multitasking. There we go, beautiful. Okay, what is Part 1 trying? What is Part 1's dreams wanting to say to Part 1? Part 1's dreams wanting to say to Part 1. Part 1's dreams, Part 1's dreams, Part 1's dreams. Nothing can be, you have to get away from, if you're doing like dream work and you're trying to get a goal in your dream, it's not going to work. This Two of Pentacles wanted to come up the right way. Interesting. Ace and the 2. So yeah, there's a need to I almost feel like you have to abandon any kind of preconceived ideas that you have about what your dreams are trying to what they're trying to communicate to you, which kind of goes against this reading, because you know you'll have some kind of idea. But as I say, right, whenever I do any kind of journey work, or any kind of dream work, or any kind of, say I work with plant medicines, any of that kind of work, or sounds, any work which I will go into an altered state of consciousness, I write down what I want to, my intention, and then I forget about it. And the same should be done with all tarot readings, and I please will tell you this, okay? Please don't get addicted to readings, and I mean, I watch them all the time, but you have to understand free will is the most important thing. And particularly when you're dealing with your unconscious and your subconscious self, you have to just, just leave it, like, just let these kind of like float on the water and just let them do what they're doing. Don't fixate. And there's fixation going on here. So the fixation is almost like disallowing you to connect with the actual intention that your dreams want to tell you. They really want to tell you an important message. They want to say to you that there is healing, and also a connection for you to heal your ancestral trauma here. But there is something, and you have a natural ability to do it, and you're already on the path to doing it to quite an advanced level. But for you to transform into this respect of you being able to move forward on this path, there's some blockage here in the respect of you. I don't know, there may be an intention, or maybe you may be focusing too much on work, or there may be too many distractions that are in your conscious living life, in your 3D reality, that are stopping the message from coming through. You have the 5 of Cups. There may be some disappointment in the respect of you not understanding what the answers are. Maybe you are having your dreams and you don't understand what they are. Maybe you're like, you wake up from your dreams and you're not feeling great. And the reason is because there's so much distraction going on in the 3D that it's not allowing it to come forward. And I think what you have to allow is the love has to be like, so make a ritual before you go to bed. Get some lavender, get some really nice tea, some really nice, make a bedtime ritual before you go to bed to introduce and to induce more dreams. Journaling your dreams will encourage you to remember them better, and also encourage some kind of structured, you'll be able to, it's surprising how you will be able to remember them once you note them down, or you make some kind of effort to remember them. Ten of Swords. I think this is very healing. Your dream time is very healing to you. It's almost like a place of regeneration and rest, quite literally, because you're sleeping, right? But also because your conscious mind has a place to just gain some clarity and just be at peace. It's very peaceful here. 6 is a very peaceful number. It's like kind of like, oh, I've got over it and now I can just like rest for a bit on this step. This is like understanding, yeah, I've actually got some kind of control on what I'm doing, and I actually have an idea of what I'm doing. The Maiden is the freedom, and then the Phoenix, then we come back to like being, oh God, and then we like wake up and then we're in that space. So yeah, you've got some rest. I think, yeah, let's see what the next card is going to say. Hierophant, yeah, you're gonna have to really allow yourself to let this be as free as you can, because you can't force these messages to come to you. They have to like King of Pentacles as well. Interesting. You can't force these messages to come to you, but in terms of having a structured approach to your dream work, marvelous. It will really help you in that respect. Okay, so I'm just going to clarify these. Ace of Pentacles. Ace of Wands. Interesting. Yeah, you're going to find some really good things. If you exercise, or any way that you can expend that energy, yeah, which will, kind of matches with the Ace of Pentacles. If there's a way that you can expend that energy, they say that exercise every day is really good for your sleep. I definitely feel it. If I haven't been out the house, or if I've been indoors too much, or if I haven't done something physical on that day, I find that I don't sleep better. So this is something that will help you will encourage like these messages to come forward, You've got the 5 of Wands reversed. Sorry, 5 of Wands upright with the 2 of Pentacles. This is because of stuff that's going on in your 3D, in your day-to-day reality, and because the real messages from your dreams, which are to do with you getting some kind of enlightenment about your trauma, and about healing your trauma, and about healing yourself, and emerging into a new sense of self, is being distracted because you're worrying about the day-to-day which is going on in your life. So for example, like you probably had like a difficult day at work, you're having to manage like X, Y, and Z, and you're having to do all of this. That's the thing that you go to bed with, and you're not giving yourself that time and that space to be able to like, allow yourself to indulge in these. So your dreams may be about things about work, and to me, they're not really what's going on. They're actually this part of the glass. They're this. Whereas like when you actually get a chance to properly, just go into your dream space, you go into this space. And that's where you want to be. And it will also give you greater clarity on your day-to-day as well. So let's see what the 5 of Cups. Okay. King of Pentacles. Interesting, because we have the King of Pentacles there. So I think you're worried about your stability in the 3D. And that is what is bleeding into your dream life. You may be dreaming about your stability, and whether or not you're gaining the stability. And I think what's also really useful, if you meditate for a few minutes just before you go to bed, or like say 5-10 minutes before you go to bed, so that you can get some kind of like just a clear space, a gap of space, so that you can just have some space before you go into that liminal space. Because if you enter that liminal space with the worries that you have, then it's just going to affect what's going on. Queen of Wands. This is absolutely a healing, magical place where you can be free, you can be sexually, like who you are, like what you want to be, you can explore amazing things in your dreams, and that's what you need to be doing in order to give yourself some kind of relief on your day-to-day, so that you can approach things within your day-to-day in a better way, basically, because there are a lot of answers here. It seems to me that your dreams are trying to give you answers, but they can't, because they're blocked by this, by other stuff of your day-to-day, the mundane, right? So your brain is, you've got this like kind of initial stuff that your brain is trying to process of the day. So what would be good if you've got like some kind of like process that goes on before you go into that space, and then your dreams can be, and then you might have one dream or something where, you start to like work out those issues, but then you have deeper dreams and you can really utilize them and work with them, because you've got the experience, like how to do it as well. But this Phoenix, this is where it's stopping you from being able to find the true kind of joy from your dreams. Yeah, meditation, being alone. If you've got family, carve out some time for yourself. If you've got, I would highly recommend you doing something where you're on your own. And it's interesting how we've got the sticks, three wands here, like as in just the single ones. We do have the 5 there, but it's about you holding it. This is where she's holding the stick, or one person is holding the stick, or one being is holding the stick, not loads of people coming at you with their sticks. You know what I mean? So it's about you having this sense of introspection, going into this space where you understand this, or you don't understand it, but you are in a position to be able to receive the messages. That's what the Maiden's about. It's about you placing yourself in that vulnerability so that you can receive these messages. And you're going to have to do it in a different way. If you tell me that you can't meditate, I would advise try and find a way you can, or do something that you can get to that space where you feel that you're at peace, because that will really help for your dreams to come forward. Okay, so I pulled some more cards for you. Let's have a look. I'll do that one afterwards. This is the Dreamscape Oracle. Okay, the koi fish. So this is good luck. A lot of good luck. And also magical. So I think there's a sense of you having to believe in the magic of what it is that your dreams can provide for you. When you have that idea of understanding that your dreams can provide this paradigm or this perspective to you, that is unavailable in your mundane 3D life, then you can really capitalize upon the messages that they want to give to you. So basically, this challenge here also, with the Phoenix, this is actually part of you overcoming. This is actually part of the process. You understanding how you can connect to your dreams better. That's part of the cycle of you getting your dreams to an even higher state. So it's almost like this is the journey. This problem is the obstacle, is the way, essentially. Because once the koi fish swims upstream, and its many challenges, once it conquers its many challenges and reaches the river's head, it transforms into a majestic dragon. Aspiration and good fortune, determination and hard work. So you're ready to transform. You're ready to do this work. You just have to commit. And I think you will. I don't see that you're not going to. I'm just, this reading should just be a confirmation of what you're doing already. Sexual energy. I'm telling you, I'm not like some of you. If you get it on before you go to bed, that might be really helpful as well. Release it, and then you'll find that you'll be sleeping like very well. I'm telling you, because the sexual energy, that's why I said working out. I was being a bit PC when I was saying about working out, but if you guys get some nookie before you go to bed, that would be amazing. Or whatever you have to do. If you do something, that's why I said working out, if you're not into that, but that will help you a lot. And for those of you that don't really want to do that, like you want to preserve it, because I know how that works as well, because that's also very good, meditate with it. You meditate with it. You know, you observe how the sexual energy is channeling through you, the urgings, the cravings, how they are, and then that's how you navigate it and swim upstream, particularly with that maiden card as well, because with that maiden energy, it's very virile. It's very, it's hot, isn't it? It's really hot. It's like, yeah. So the sexual energy will be, you know, using that as well towards this cyclical kind of nature that will help you to kind of transmute these thoughts, these dreams into something that you can truly understand and manifest within your life. Incredible reading, by the way. I'm just so blown away by this reading. It's so good. It's so good. It's like there's just real magic here. Okay, right. So violet spectrum, amazing. So this is about you tuning into your higher self, the higher self, and Sahasrara chakra. So the crown chakra, the 1,000-petal lotus. It's that beautiful kind of like purple energy that is going to allow you to connect to those higher realms. Anything that you do, check out any kind of yoga positions that may, help you to connect with your higher chakra as well. Meditating on your higher chakra before you go to bed. That's something that might really be lovely for you to work on. Really interesting with those colours there as well. So we also have pulled a moon card for you. So I've got Karakohot. Karakohot. I don't know how you pronounce it, but I'm just going to have a crack. Fertility and prosperity. Feed your soul with love and abundance will flow. Just to let you know, I'm going to show you this card as well because I'm up here now. It's beautiful, isn't it? Even if you were to like meditate on that just before you go to bed, that will help you. It will help you a lot. Okay, that light is not the one, is it really? Let's see. Sorry about that. Let's see if I can move that. That's a bit better. Okay, right. So, yeah, fertility. Feed your soul with love and abundance will flow. So there's a bit of self-love here that needs to take place, I think. Being kind to yourself. I definitely think a routine before you go to bed will help you, Pile 1. Definitely. Okay, so let me just... There you go, you can just about see that. Got a glimpse of my lighter there, never mind. Okay, is it going to stay? So for you to see all the cards, I had to put these bits in, so I'm sorry about that. It's not as nice and neat as it was before, but never mind. Okay, and then I've pulled a question. Now this, I would say, just before you go to bed, maybe ponder on this question, and then forget about it. What if you could see the world through the eyes of your enemy? Oh, interesting. Cetus, which is a whale. Wow. What if you could see the world through the eyes of your inverted commas enemy? So with inverted commas, it's just people who like oppose you, or people that may look maybe a different perspective from you. I'll repeat it again. What if you could see the world through the eyes of your enemy? And this is the card. So, wow, what an incredible reading, Part 1. I love that. I love this reading. It's really great. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. If you did like it, please do like it. Please do subscribe. And otherwise, yeah, I'll see you at your next reading, my darlings. Good luck with your dream work. And let me know what happens in the comments. I'd love to hear more about your stories. Anyway, my darlings, you take care. Have a beautiful, beautiful day, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye. Hello, Pile 2, and welcome to your reading. You chose this Seven of Cups from the Dream Visions Tarot. And I just want to say that you are probably my experienced pile. You feel like, to me, that you do a lot of dreaming. You understand your dream work. You maybe keep dream diaries. I don't know. I just feel like you guys are my really experienced spiritual pile, I feel. Not that I don't think that other people are spiritual, but I think like you've got a really good grip on your sense of of the importance of what your dreams play in your spiritual life. And the reason why I say this, because you've got the Anima Mundi and you've got Saturn. Those are mature cards. They're not just cards which, you know, for example, pile 1 had the Maiden here. So not to say that there's an immaturity there, but there was something about, this is you're quite mature in your level. And this is kind of confirmed with the Panther and the Starfish that are here, because it almost seems to me that you're being really intense on yourself in the respect of what you expect to get from your dream world. You really go in there, and with sextile there as well, which will check what planets are there. But I also get the sense that you're good at this. This is something that's easy to you. It's something that works well for you. You know how to do it, and you also work hard in it. You may not be conscious that you do work hard in your dreams. And in the respect of you, when I'm talking about working hard in your dreams, I'm talking about how your dreams work for you in the respect of what they do, you know? When we go into our dream space, it's almost like a way of our unconscious and subconscious self being able to express itself, and you being able to integrate that into your daily life. That's something easy for you. It's no problem. So let's have a little look at the planets that are there. Okay, so you've got Mars. So yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, Mars and the Sun. So, I mean, yeah. You are so driven, like your dreams are your reality almost. You, like, as they say with shamanic work and the shaman, when we dream, that's the real world, and when we are awake, that is the dream world. And it's almost like you flow seamlessly between these worlds. You're just so good at it. You're amazing at it. So good that you may be a little bit too hard on yourself sometimes. And it's almost like you need to surf a little bit more rather than have it so structured. Having it like so, you know, you're trying to structure something, or you're trying to like take an approach to something, or be quite hard with the approach. With your kind of subconscious and unconscious self, and you can't do that with that. It's something that's very, you can't be like that. And what's really interesting with this Descendant card is that you've got like these weird kind of things. I don't know if they're mushroom, what are they? Are they snakes? They're snakes. Yes, they're snakes. So there's something that comes from the depths here, rising to the gateway that is the unconscious self. And I think you really understand that. You understand it with such clarity and drive that you sometimes burn yourself out in that respect. Like you almost like think that you should be able to know exactly what your dreams are about, like what they mean. Like you feel like you should know it yesterday. I get the sense. So with this card here, Saturn, in the book, like Kim Krans says for you to read a poem. So I'm going to read it to you. It's called The Core of Masculinity by Rumi. And I think it's really interesting. The core of masculinity does not derive from being male, nor friendliness from those who console. Your old grandmother says, maybe you shouldn't go to school, you look a little pale. Run when you hear that. A father's stern slaps are better. Your bodily soul wants comforting. The severe father wants spiritual clarity. He scolds, but eventually leads you into the open. Pray for a tough instructor to hear and act and stay within you. We must have been busy accumulating solace, make us afraid of how we were. I honour those who try to rid themselves of any lying, who empty the self and have only clear being there. So that's incredible. Also, the idea of Saturn is that this sense of discipline has got you so far. Like, it really has. It's got you to this anima mundi. And now comes the time for this time of regeneration, of allowing the Kundalini to rise, which is really interesting with this here. So the Kundalini needs to rise. So you need to give yourself a bit of a break in that respect, and allow the unconscious to do its thing. There's only so much that we can do consciously, and Saturn is a very conscious thing. Absolutely. My moon is in Capricorn, and Capricorn is Saturn. So Saturn and the moon, they're quite conflicting. So in that respect, it's like order and structure and discipline in a place where none of that exists. It's like you trying to like build something stable in the water. So yeah, it's quite difficult. And it's the same thing with the dream state. Interesting. Okay, let's have a look at what your tarot wants to say. So with your dreams, what do they actually want to say to you? What are they trying to communicate to you? I'm going to place this actually back into... Oh, sugar. I dropped your other cards. I'm going to place this back into the pile, into the card, so that I can... I'm going to just pause the video for a second because I dropped the cards. Okay, so let's see what your cards have to say about what your dreams want to tell you. Three of Wands reversed. You have to place any expectations about what you want your dreams to tell you. Your dreams aren't going to tell you what you want. Do you know what I mean? The Chariot, the Knight of Cups. Reversed. The Three of Cups reversed. Okay. Okay. Yeah, you're deeply intuitive. Deeply. And I don't think that you believe that you can do it with other people. I wouldn't be surprised if you know, trying to work with other people doesn't really it's very much a solo endeavor, but it may be that you've been trying to do some kind of like work with others in terms of connecting on a spiritual level. But there's also something that you can't walk away from, and it plagues the dreams as well. But what it seems to me is that your dreams are trying to communicate that you are exceptionally powerful. And you need to take it easy on yourself. That's what your dreams are trying to tell you. They're telling you that you're an adept. You're very good at this. I don't know, I just get a really unfriendly feeling from this Knight of Cups. Like, as in, like, there's just a bit of being hard on oneself and not being loving towards oneself. Almost a sense of not believing that you're good enough. And there may be other people that you're around that you might be comparing yourself to, that you may need to walk away from in order to encapsulate the higher state of your connection with your dream work. Yeah, because I feel like I feel like you're really hard on yourself in the respect of like your spiritual work. I think you're deeply spiritual, and I think you're really like, you go for it. Feels like you're just really like you excel in your work in that respect. You're really good at it. But with this Knight of Cups, there's something, I don't know, you might not, if you're not in a relationship, there might be something about you not being able to connect to others. And also with you not being so hard on yourself and attacking yourself, because I do get this sense of self-attack. We don't have the Queen of Swords reversed, but I don't I just get this sense of unfriendliness towards yourself, and I think you might blame yourself if you can't connect to other people properly, so it's just easier for you to be on your own. But you know, you have to walk away from that idea, and you have to leave that idea behind. And the only way that you'll do that is by remembering that it's not really about people not like not wanting to work with you or not wanting to do stuff with you. And I said this very recently to someone. It's not about that. It's about whether or not you're on the vibration, the same vibration. And because we've got 2 3s here that are reversed, says to me that these are like future plans, things that you've put out there to connect with other people, and they're reversed. And up here I'm seeing real solo energy, solo, you know, solopreneur kind of intense energy. And here with the 3, and you know, the intensity of you might be a little bit too much for some people. They might not be able to take it, and it kind of leaves you in a space where you find yourself dumbing down your light. And I really encourage you to not do that, because you know, it's no use to anyone. You're an exceptionally powerful being up here. You're like off the charts, Pile 2. Off the charts. You're insane. Psychically, spiritually, very powerful beings. But you seem to get by other people. And also expectations from other people. Or expectations like maybe if you like want to collaborate with people, you want to do things with people, and then they don't get back to you, or they don't ask you. You get upset about it, or you get like, it kind of is very disheartening. And you find it difficult to walk away from those kind of ideas, even though you may come forward like and say, oh, I want to do this, I want to do that. And then you end up doing things on your own, and then finding that you get really far on your own, which is probably why you've done this. I understand this very much, because it is synonymous with the spiritual path. You know, we want, you know, it's that whole thing of like, you know, that we want to that we want to be with someone, or that we want to find our soul tribe. We want to find the people that we can connect with. But then, you know, when we, you know, but then when it doesn't happen, how do we come to terms with our solitude? And what's really interesting, or with ourselves more importantly. And you've got here, she's holding the scroll in her hand with the veil. It's almost like your dreams will allow you to feel so in balance with everything that's around you that you will never need to ask anybody or anything to accompany you, to be your partner, to be your friend. You will get that sense of like your sense of strength and determination will bring about the right people for you. You just have to have confidence that the vibration that you're putting out there has to be turned up to the max in order to like attract those people. And I think you do that anyway. You are quite intense anyway. But I think, you know, don't dumb down that intensity. Obviously, obviously we all compromise when we come into social situations. But the real people who really love you will accept you for who you are, will love you for who you are, will be able to tolerate you when you're at like particular places. They'll just do what they can, like to be your friend. And trust me, I've lost a lot of friends, like, you know, they've just like literally just dropped. And I've been like, well, it's very clear where it is, you know, on that respect, and whether or not I can, you know, whether or not they resonate with me. And it's about being on that vibration, so that because the right people will love you and will be cheering for you, and they'll be like, oh my God, you are amazing. So get rid of these waste people. They don't, you know, I'm cheering for you. Okay, so yeah, we've got the, 4 of Wands reversed. The World, the Chariot. You are phenomenal, Pile 2. You are phenomenal. Don't you forget it, okay? Oh, I want to give you a big hug. Okay, so we've got the Star. Oh my God, look at this, Pile 2. You're just magic. You're pure magic, my darlings. Wow. Wow. Okay. I see what's going on. So this is to do, you gain your strength in your dreams. That's what you do, pile 2. Yeah, look at that. You gain your strength in your dreams. This is where you, and it's similar to pile 1, but in a very different way. Like, it's almost like you have dreams of you being a superhero. You know that you may even lucid dream or stuff like that. You're in an advanced practice in your dreams. But you get disempowered by the fact that you maybe feel that you're too advanced. The Chariot is like, well, let me start here. So you've got like the 3 reversed going to the 4 reversed. So it's unfulfilled plans, things that you've tried to put out there. They don't come back and it makes you desperately unhappy. So you plow on. You continue on, and you know that you just keep on riding this wheel, and you keep on going around and round, keep on continuing to gain experience because you know the score, you know how it works. It's just quite disappointing that you can't seem to find people, but you still have hope. You still have hope about being able to find people. You have a mature attitude towards how you approach your spirituality. I love it. With the respect to other people, you just know that, like, you know, you're just gonna have to take a break. You may even be on sites where you are interacting with other people, you know, like friend sites or whatever like that, where you like go on and you find friends online, and you're just finding that you're coming up with people that just don't really like vibe with you, and now you're taking a bit of a rest. You're stepping back from that, which I think is really important. You need to preserve your energy. With the 8 of, and I'm telling you, like, the answers are in your dreams as well. And I don't think that you need an answer to this. I think what you need to do is like use this time in your dream state to regenerate yourself and to make yourself strong and resilient to this sense of disappointment. Your dreams are an actual tool of you being able to strengthen yourself. They really do. But you think that it's a disservice. You almost think that your individuality is actually a disservice to you, when it's not. It's your power. And you have to walk away from this idea, because it seems to me that you're displacing your power. You're putting your power outside. That's what I saw with that 3 of Wands reversed. I thought you're displacing your power. And you have got so much here. So much. It's mind-blowing. So you've got an opportunity. But also with this Fool card, I'm also getting is that sometimes you forget, you know, what people did to you, and you go back into situations that could be harmful. And and you sometimes go against your intuition. That's why you don't have as much strength in those situations with other people, and you need to go in this space where you rest. And then you go back and then you do the same thing again. So you need to learn this lesson. And it will continue until you learn it. It will continue. So this is something about you understanding your power. This is what your dreams are trying to tell you. Your dreams are trying to tell you that until you learn how to really own your power, then you will continue to displace it. Interesting. Pile 2. It's powerful. Okay, let's have a look at these cards. So we have the Shamanic Healing. Truth. Yeah, be honest with yourself. Be honest with what's going on here. Because this is what I saw here with this Fool. I felt like that. And because you're not able to move on, you might keep on going back to these people hoping that you might get a different result. And you still keep on getting the same result. What do they say? Insanity. The definition of insanity is doing exactly the same thing and expecting the same results, or the similar thing and getting the same results. So that's something to think about, pile 2. Okay, and then we've got this guy here. White Buffalo, the peace pipe. I think it's making peace with yourself, because I think I've just got a feeling like you're at war with yourself. I feel like what you do is you attack yourself for the fact that people don't want to, that these things don't come to fruition. I think you really kind of self-flagellate, mutilate yourself in that respect. And you have to stop that. Your dreams are telling you, like, as I said, you're disempowering yourself. Let me just double check what that, is there any more messages from this white buffalo character? So it's like, it's peace, basically. Spirituality to a troubled world. Follow traditions that bring nature back into balance. It's time to restore harmony into your world. Yeah, so it's about you becoming more peaceful with yourself. Okay, and then we've got some angel stuff here. Angel help. You've got heart, soul, messenger. You need to be like, there's something that's telling you like to connect to your heart and your heart space. Archangel Sarakiel, to connect in. So it's tuning into that heart space there, and then bringing that out, and then being able to connect to the mind and the Sahasrara chakra, the third eye, and the crown chakra, so that you can communicate with this, because you need to give some love to this part of yourself. I think, you know, you work really hard on the spiritual plane. You work hard to understand yourself, you know. You do what you can, and I think it's important that you give yourself credit for that. You do dive into the depths, and you do the work. And you're associating with people that don't, quite simply. I will put that out there. So, anyway, excuse me. We got 2 moon cards, which is amazing. The Mansions of the Moon. So you got Athaya, which is wisdom and affinity. Duality teaches us that in order to love, we must bind together what differentiates us. Beautiful card. And then you've got Nashira, adaptation and achievement. Overcome your concerns by embracing change. In the midst of confusion, one can also find purpose. So we've got like Saturn and Jupiter here in Aquarius, and then we've got and this is Gemini, and then we've got Mercury and Venus. So adaptation and achievement, which you achieve here, you are incredible on that. And wisdom and affinity with this section here, in the respect of how you're dealing with other people. Okay, and then this last question, which I think will be nice for you to like just think about before you go to bed, just before you hit that hypnagogic state, which is the state, well, I'm sure you know this, but like the state before you go into deep sleep. It's kind of when you're kind of vacillating between the two. Oh, look at that. You got Orion. You you guys are just like, you're so magic. Okay. So what uncharted territory will you explore? What uncharted territory will you explore? Orion's belt. That's very interesting. He's got like a big belly and moves. I don't know how I feel about that, but anyway, I would have much rathered a nice, muscular, no offense, but anyway, I'm going off the anyway. I just thought, oh wow, okay. I thought he's but anyway, never mind. Sorry, I got a bit distracted there. Tell what's on my mind, friends. So yeah. So yeah, this is about like, you know, you understanding that even though you've got all of this experience, there's still things to learn. So what uncharted territory will you explore? Something very interesting to look at. Pile 2, that's your reading. I hope you enjoyed that. And please do let me know your thoughts in the comments. Otherwise, please do like, subscribe, and all that other good stuff. But otherwise, my darlings, what a pleasure to read for such a powerful, powerful group of you. You're incredible. Take care, my darlings, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye. Hello, Pile 3, and welcome to your reading. So, what are your dreams wanting to say to you? We've got some incredible cards here. You chose this Seven of Cups, which I kind of get the idea of a journey that I remember having a while ago about going down to the depths and retrieving some kind of pearl or some kind of nugget of information. And here we've got this chest and this massive like sea eel thing. So it's saying to me that you've had to adopt quite a menacing attitude, or like kind of go into the depths of your shadow in order to uncover these kind of like treasures. And you might have had to do like some dream work, or just the dreams that you've had, actually, they may have been quite intense. I don't think that things are very clear to you with this nebula, with this fog card, because that says to me that there is this, like, it's just not clear. It's not clear. It's almost like you're like going down into the depths, but you still don't have any idea of like what you're going down for. And it's until you get down there that you realize that, you know, that you're there for to kind of gain this kind of sense of spirituality, or to gain this kind of extra knowledge. And the reason why I see this is because, you know, you've got the cave here, which tells me that this is something that you understand. Particularly with this Cosmic Temple card as well. I do apologise for my nails. I was burning some incense and some resin incense, and yeah, I usually come up with a big fire of stuff. But anyway, you go into interesting. You've got interesting. I'm just having a look. No, that's 25, 32, and 39. So yeah, you have the ability to go into this space to be able to retrieve, like, it's almost like you can go into the depths and you can retrieve the goods. You can do this, but it's almost like you don't know what you're doing. You don't know, or not that you don't know what you're doing, but it's almost like you're just going and you're just doing it, and then you're managing to get what you need, and then you come out, but you don't actually know how you did it. That's the idea that I get here. And it's almost like you follow the sound of the nightingale, and you follow your heart. You follow the truth of your heart. You follow and it's interesting because this particular card actually is about gemstones and finding the minerals. And then we've got these other two cards which are about like going into the depths and taking the gems, the gold. And that's the kind of vibe I was getting. So you know how to go into the depths, even though you don't know what is, like, you know, when you go to the sea, when divers are going into the sea, they don't know. They probably know that there's something down there, but they don't know what they're going to discover. So it's the same kind of thing. And I think you've got the same attitude for when you approach your dreams. So what your dreams are trying to tell you is that there's something that actually helps you to heal others in your dreams. Like, you actually are able to transmute the gems that you find in order to help others. I do really get like a strong kind of healer vibe, as in like mentor vibe from you, Par 3. You seem like the ones who are able to go down into the depths and really create hope for others that they can do the same thing, and they can get really good things from this. And it's almost like you know that having any kind of fixed idea about this whole thing is useless, absolutely useless. You know that if you go into this space, into this liminal space with a set idea of things, then it's like you're trying to like swim upstream or trying to fly without wings. It's almost like you can't do it. You can't go in with that mindset. And I don't know, Pile 3, even though like my Pile 2s were like really super adept, Pile 1s were like, they had been through this cycle several times and understood themselves spiritually. I don't know, I think you get it. You really you know, I think all of the 3 piles are spiritually, like, I think all of the people that come to my readings are spiritually adept anyway. But my pile 3s, I think there's something very special about you. Like, you understand what the dreaming is about. Not that the others didn't, but it's like you know how to work the land. You know how to work the territory. You know how to do it. It's like you're the experienced divers. So whereas like pile 1 were like my novice divers, had been a couple of times and they understood it. They were like maybe been diving for a couple of years or whatever like that into their dream state and understood it. Pile 3, they were really deeply psychic. Sorry, pile 2, pile 2, they were really kind of, you know, they knew the territory and they kind of, they were psychic and they knew it. You know, they were well versed and well seasoned. But with you, pile 3, it's like you understand that you know nothing. and in that, you actually allow yourself to continue to go into this space where you, wow, I just noticed that. Can you see the eyes? So it's almost like you know that you know nothing. And that enables you to find the gold. Because none of the other cards had gold in them, in the 7 of Cups. They were interesting 7 of Cupses, but they didn't have gold there. They just had like cups floating around. This one actually has a whole massive chest of gold. And here you have this cave, and you've also got this star here, and you've also got another gem here, and then this are attributes to gemstones, and then you're looking at the cosmic temple, and then you've also got this kind of like star that's here. You know, it's almost like you are at home in unexplored territory. That's the difference between you and, like, you know, people who are experienced at what they're doing. You kind of feel comfortable even not knowing and moving into uncharted territory, because you know that that's where, you know, the kind of lack of familiarity is really beneficial to you experiencing this liminal space as well. Wow. Amazing. Okay, so let's move these up here. And then what I'm going to do is I am going to put this 7 of Cups back into the deck, and then we're going to read some Tarot V to find out what it is exactly that your cards are, what your dreams are trying to tell you. But I think they're trying to tell you that there's more treasures to be found, and you're going to communicate. You're going to teach others how to do this. I think there's a sense of service that I get from you, pile 3, because you know how to do it so well. So let's have a look. Pile 3's dreams, pile 3's dreams, pile 3's dreams. King of Pentacles reversed, 6 of Pentacles, the 6 of Wands, the 7 of Cups again, and then the 10 of Wands. Okay. So you know that this is not an easy space to navigate, but you know how to do it. You know how to do it. I really get the sense of like experienced divers here. Experienced divers that know what they're doing. And they don't shout about it. They don't tell really anybody about it. They just go and do their thing, and then they go and explore. And then when you talk to them, that they've done like all of this work. They know how to navigate this plane. They know not only how to get the good things out of it, but they know how to... I wouldn't be surprised if you do dream work with other people as well. You probably already do it. Or you might be able to like help people with their dreams. But what it's trying to tell you is that you help people to stabilize themselves through their dreams. So what you do is by getting people to to dream the way that you do. So you may even be like a lucid dreaming teacher or something like that, for example. That's how good you are. because you're very successful at it. You understand that you are at the mercy of your unconscious, or you're not at the mercy of, but the unconscious and the subconscious mind equate to 90%, well, 92, I'm not sure of the exact statistic, but you know that you are aware that you are not in control. You're not in control, but it is the King of Pentacles, so that means that there is a sense of you being able to control, like, as long as you know that you're not in control, that gives you a sense of control. That gives you a sense of, like, success in that respect with the 6 of Wands. 7 is that you know that you can, once you're able to utilize that power, you're able to do whatever you want. Like, particularly with the lucidity. If you're able to gain some kind of strength, and now this is what's really interesting, is that even though this animal, or this creature is in the water, it looks very strong. I'm not going to lie, it looks very strong, and it's looking at this big chest of beautiful things. But it is in the sea, okay? And the sea is the dominant force here. So it knows how to move. Also, the fact that the body is something that moves in the sea very easily, like very easily, very fast. It knows the territory. And the 10 of Wands, you do come across problems several times, but you can use it to overcome your problems. In fact, it's something that you have to do because you know that your dreams form an important part of who you are. And it's something that you can manage. With this Nightingale, it's a calling, you know. I feel like this sort of work is a calling to you. Or the things that you dream about, the things that you work in your dreams, the paths that you explore in your dreams, the themes that you explore in your dreams, they're your calling. They're what come to you. They are your savior and your cosmic temple. They are your gems that you mine. Okay, let's have a look. This is so beautiful, pile 3. So beautiful. We've got the 7 of Pentacles reversed. You kind of... You just are not satiated with any kind of mundane things. Like, you enjoy challenges in your spiritual work, particularly in your dream work. And you explore that in your dreams. It's almost like if you have challenges in your day-to-day, you can't wait to, like, explore that in your dream state, because then you know that you'll probably find a solution. And you don't know how, but you'll do it. Wheel of Fortune reversed with the 6 of Pentacles. You kind of know that this is... like, you're at the mercy. You really understand that dynamic of you being at the mercy of the subconscious and the unconscious self. You know who's the boss. You don't try and control anything. And I think there may be a little bit of impatience here as well. Like, you may want to find the answers to stuff sooner than you can because you're so good at it. But you need to be patient with yourself. And that's what the cave teaches. It teaches that, you know, this is an exploration that you need to wait. You need to, and you know, oh my God, I just realized it said about crystals in the cave. So crystals also grow in the cave as well. So crystals are very important for you, pile 3. Crystals are very important. Crystals, gold, metals, things like that. If you work with stones, a very good stone that is coming to mind is moonstone. Moonstone is a really good stone. Also, this stone is very interesting. This is called a prophecy stone. So if you can work with that, placing that under your pillow and seeing what happens, that's also really nice. If you can't get anything as exotic as that, then just maybe a piece of amethyst will do. You know, just definitely work with crystals. Okay. The Guru. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if you're also a dream teacher, meditation teacher. You know what to do. The Sun. I just feel like I feel like an insatiable, like an unquenchable thirst for this knowledge is what spurs you, pile 3. Okay. And sometimes like what your expectation, like I think you place a few too many expectations onto your ideas of what you might get. And I know it doesn't seem to me like you have too many expectations, but still there's still a few expectations which they don't come to fruition and then you get disappointed. But I don't think it's too major. And the Hermit, you share it with other people. I feel like you are, like, you might write blogs on it, or you might do videos on your work or anything like that. I feel like you're open with what you do. So it helps you to, you're not so... You've done a lot of work. I feel like you've done a lot of internal, personal work that involves you, getting to this level where you've done all of this, basically. So, you don't have to, you're kind of at the stage where you don't have to do that, and now you want to go out into the world to actually give that to other people. So, okay, let's have a look at your other cards. So you got the Selkie and you got the Shadow. Interesting. The thing that's coming to me is expectations, excuse me. It's expectations of what you believe that you can achieve from doing this. And I feel like your level of spirituality is so high that sometimes the expectation can be quite high on what we want from the work. And we have to go back to this stage. And when you have to keep on going back to that stage, it's very, very tiresome. You kind of think, when is it going to be over? When am I going to actually gain some kind of benefits? And you are seeing some benefits from what you're doing. But then when you kind of think that that you're not going to, or you've done this before, I've done this so many times, I should know this, or things could be different now. That's part of your shadow work that you're needing to work through. And I think that utilizing, and you probably already do, but even more so delving into the phases of the moon is going to be really important, particularly the dark moon. Particularly the dark moon. Because I think that sense of introspection is so important for you, but I just feel like you've had enough being alone. And you don't want to be. Like you feel like you've done enough work. And now you want to get out there a bit more, and you want to like associate with other people. And I think, yeah, definitely. I think you can do that. But I'm just a bit wary because of this Guru and the Hermit reversed. Just, you just remember that we're eternal students, yeah? I don't see any problem with ego here. But I feel like the ego can cause you to feel a little bit like complacent. There we go. Because you can get like that, Some people can think, oh God, I've done so much shadow work. I've done so much this. I've done so much that. But that is the shadow work. That is the whole thing. The boredom is the thing. The boredom is the idea of it. And the minute that you start to feel bored, or you feel like you've gotten to the point where you feel like you've done enough, that's the exact moment where you be like, oh, really? Have I? Let me look at that. Let me go deeper into that space. Let me have a look at why I feel that way. Let me see what it is about myself that's making me feel that way. Why am I bored? Why am I doing this thing? Let me sit in that space of boredom. Let me sit in that space of that new moon where I don't know what's going on, where I'm believing one thing and I'm not considering another. Let me just double check what that Selkie is as well, because that was my interpretation. Feeling like your freedom is compromised, there is a loss of self-control. So yeah, like this idea that you know, if you're being a kind of like, you're working for the cause and you're doing everything that you can spiritually, and you're like, God, how much more things do I have to do that's spiritual? I've been there, I get that. But that's when we need to go even deeper. So let's have a look at what these are. Self-love and ancient wisdom. So with self-love, it's like, I think when you're giving so much to other people, sometimes we don't allow ourselves to give ourselves the love that we need. We need to be more loving towards ourselves. We need to be more giving towards ourselves. We need to allow ourselves to give all this beautiful teaching that we are looking at, that we're understanding about ourselves. We need to give that to ourselves. We forget that. And I just noticed here with the shadow reversed, you need to allow that childlike wonder and that childlike awe to come into your life, you know, so that you can embrace your own sense of self-love. And I think you respect that you do have like ancient wisdom, you do know a lot. I feel this is very full, this reading, pile 3. Don't get tired with that, you know. You're veterans. You're veterans. Okay, and then we've got blue spectrum, so third eye. Lots of blue here, you know. So third eye, indigo. So crystals I would recommend to you would be lapis lazuli, solidite, and we'll pop those here because I have solidite. And I have some lapis here. So we have these. So these beautiful crystals for you. Those are really good crystals to work with the third eye. Lapis is also good for the... oh God, what am I trying to say? The throat chakra as well. But it's also really good for the third eye. And then this is blue tiger's eye, which kind of gives you that sense of grounding as well. Let me just see what other blue stones. I'm sure I had another one actually. I think I had blue sapphire as well. Yeah, this is a blue sapphire as well. So you've got these crystals are really good for you, pile 3. So I'd say go and work with them. Maybe that might be your new venture because, you know, you're so experienced and you know what you're doing. And that might be something new to explore in terms of how you can go forward with your healing work. And then I pulled a Mansion of the Moon card. So we've got Azariah, creativity and alchemy. Fortune and prosperity go hand in hand, as does your ability to sustain what you already have. I'll read that again for you. Azariah, creativity and alchemy. Fortune and prosperity go hand in hand, as does your ability to sustain what you already have. And you've got the Moon and Mars there. Yeah, is that Mars? Yeah, that's Mars. The third mansion of the Moon with Aries and Taurus. So, what an incredible card to say. Yeah, we know that you know it, pile 3. But how do you sustain it? Interesting. So this is a little question for you to ponder just before you go to sleep, before you enter that hypnagogic state, and to help you with your dream state. So just to recap, your dreams are telling you that you need to, like, this is something that you need to help others with, but it's about sustaining this level of, sustaining this level of expertise that you have within the dream state. Because you go on wild adventures. You go on amazing, amazing places. But it's sustaining that. So you got Ursa Minor, which is the little bear. What if you could be the things you loved the most about those who are gone? What if you could be the things you loved the most about those who are gone? Something to think about. Okay, pile 3. What a pleasure it was to read for you. This has been an incredible set of readings. I'm so honoured to do this. I hope you enjoyed these readings. Please do let me know what you think about these and your thoughts and your experiences. But otherwise, my darlings, you take care. Have a beautiful, beautiful day. And please like and subscribe if you haven't done already. But otherwise, take care and I'll see you in your future reading. Bye.